Hey everyone, welcome back to Interesting Bio Facts, where we uncover the untold stories of history's greatest icons. Today we will be discussing one of the greatest football coaches of all time, Vince Lombardi. He wasn't just a coach, he was a leader, a motivator, and a visionary who transformed the game of football. The principles he instilled in his players went far beyond the field and continue to inspire athletes, business leaders, and everyday individuals striving for excellence. But how well do we truly know the man behind the legend? While his name is immortalized on the Super Bowl trophy, there are many fascinating aspects of his life that remain lesser known. From his early aspirations to his groundbreaking influence on sports culture, today on Interesting Bio Facts, we are diving deep into 10 facts you didn't know about Vince Lombardi. Let's jump right in. And number one on the list, he originally wanted to become a priest. Before Vince Lombardi became one of the greatest football coaches of all time, he seriously considered a very different calling, becoming a priest. Born into a devout, Italian, Catholic family in Brooklyn in 1913, Lombardi's upbringing was deeply rooted in faith, discipline, and tradition. His parents, especially his mother, placed a strong emphasis on religious devotion. And from an early age, Vince showed a deep respect for the church and its teachings. At the age of 15, he enrolled at the Cathedral College of the Immaculate Conception, a preparatory seminary where he intended to study for the priesthood. For 2 years, Lombardi immersed himself in theological studies, attending rigorous classes and maintaining the structured discipline expected of a future clergyman. However, during this time, he began to feel a pull toward another passion, American football. Despite his religious studies, he continued playing football on the side, and it became increasingly clear that his true calling was not in the church, but on the field. Realizing that his love for the game was too strong to ignore, he made the difficult decision to leave the seminary and pursue a different path. He transferred to St. Francis Preparatory School, where he excelled as a football player, eventually leading him to Fordham University, where he became part of the legendary 7 blocks of granite offensive line. Though he left his seminary studies behind, faith remained a central part of Lombardi's life. He carried the discipline, moral integrity, and work ethic he learned during his religious training into his coaching career, often using biblical references and spiritual motivation to inspire his players. His commitment to excellence, perseverance, and unwavering belief in principles can, in many ways, be traced back to those formative years when he once thought he would dedicate his life to the priesthood. And number 2 on the list, he spent nearly a decade as a college coach. Before making a name for himself in the NFL, Vince Lombardi spent nearly a decade honing his coaching skills in the college football ranks. In 1947, he took a position as the offensive line coach at Fordham University, his alma mater, where he helped shape young athletes and refine his approach to coaching. However, it was his next job that truly set the foundation for his future success. In 1949, Lombardi joined the coaching staff at the United States Military Academy at West Point under head coach Red Blake. It was here that he learned the value of discipline, strategy, and meticulous preparation. Blake's structured and systematic approach to football had a profound impact on Lombardi, who adopted many of those principles into his own coaching philosophy. His years in the college coaching world prepared him for the challenges ahead and solidified his reputation as a coach destined for greatness. And at number 3 on the list, he didn't get his first NFL head coaching job until the age of 45. In an era where young coaches are quickly promoted, it may be surprising to learn that Vince Lombardi didn't become a head coach in the NFL until the relatively late age of 45. Lombardi got his first big NFL opportunity in 1954 when he was hired as the offensive coordinator for the New York Giants. During his 5 seasons in New York, Lombardi transformed the Giants' offense into one of the most efficient and feared units in the league. His system emphasized power running and precision blocking, an approach that would later define his Green Bay Packers teams. Working alongside defensive coordinator Tom Landry, Lombardi helped lead the Giants to the 1956 NFL Championship. The two future Hall of Fame coaches brought a balance of strategy and discipline that elevated the entire organization. Lombardi's years with the Giants were crucial in shaping his professional coaching identity. He learned how to manage elite athletes, motivate under pressure, and develop the kind of cohesive teamwork that wins championships. And with number 4 on the list, he nearly coached the Philadelphia Eagles. Before taking the job in Green Bay, Lombardi had another opportunity to coach the Philadelphia Eagles. In 1958, the Eagles offered him their head coaching position, but he ultimately declined. He was waiting for the perfect situation, one where he could have full control over team operations. A year later, the struggling Packers made him an offer, and with the ability to rebuild the team from the ground up, he accepted. His patience ultimately proved to be a wise decision. And with number 5 on the list, his first season in Green Bay wasn't perfect. When Vince Lombardi took over the Green Bay Packers in 1959, the team was in disarray. They had finished the previous year with a dreadful 1-10 record, and morale was at an all-time low. He brought a new level of discipline and intensity to the organization. So much so that some players initially pushed back against his methods. Practices were grueling, and his demanding expectations led to early tension within the locker room. Although the Packers improved to a respectable 7-5 in his first season, not everyone in Green Bay was convinced. Critics questioned whether his hard-nosed approach was sustainable and whether he could truly turn the franchise around. But Lombardi stayed true to his vision. He refined his system, built trust with his players, and transformed skepticism into belief. Within just 2 years, the Packers were NFL champions. His early struggles in Green Bay proved that true leadership isn't about avoiding adversity. It's about transforming it into success. And number 6, he had a strict no-discrimination policy for his team. Long before diversity initiatives were widely adopted in professional sports, Lombardi made it clear that discrimination had no place on his teams. He was adamant about ensuring equal treatment of all players, regardless of race, religion, or background. He even went as far as threatening to cut any player who disrespected a teammate based on their identity. His unwavering stance on fairness and inclusivity made him a respected figure beyond just the world of football. With number 7 on the list, his Green Bay home was surprisingly very humble. Despite his fame and success, Lombardi lived modestly. His home in Green Bay was a simple, unassuming house that reflected his grounded nature. He believed in hard work, discipline, and humility over material wealth. Even as a coaching icon, he remained true to his blue-collar roots. And number 8 on the list, his influence went beyond football and reached corporate America. By the late 1960s, Lombardi's leadership techniques were being studied far beyond the realm of sports. Executives and business schools began using his methods as case studies in motivation, teamwork, and performance management. His famous quotes, like, "Leaders are made, they are not born," were adopted by Fortune 500 companies to shape workplace culture. His approach to leadership continues to influence management training programs to this day, proving that his wisdom transcended the game of football. And with number 9, he only coached the then Washington Redskins for 1 season. Most fans remember Lombardi for his time in Green Bay, but his coaching career didn't end there. In 1969, he took over the struggling Washington franchise and quickly turned them into a winning team. Unfortunately, his tenure was tragically cut short when he was diagnosed with colon cancer, and he sadly passed away just a year later. Despite only coaching Washington for 1 season, his impact was immediately felt. And lastly, number 10, his death and continued legacy. In June 1970, Vince Lombardi was diagnosed with an aggressive form of colon cancer. Despite undergoing surgery and treatment, his condition rapidly worsened. On September 3, 1970, at the age of 57, the world lost one of its greatest coaches. His passing left a profound void in the football world, but his influence endured. Just months later, the NFL renamed its championship trophy the Vince Lombardi Trophy in his honor. His life's work and leadership principles continue to inspire generations, reminding us that true greatness is built on integrity, perseverance, and faith. Vince Lombardi was more than just a football coach. He was a transformational leader whose lessons still resonate today. His commitment to discipline, integrity, and the pursuit of greatness made him an icon not just in sports, but in leadership and motivation as well. Which of these facts surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to interesting bio facts, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Until next time, keep chasing excellence, and as always, thank you for watching.